So, lads, today we're going to be talking about Caitlyn Clark, and this was a thing that I've only seen now, and it was during the timeout, by the way. It was during the timeout where they went from down 15 and went on a 13-3 run. So right out of this, the Indiana Fever went on a 13-3 run. So you can't say this is like out of nowhere. They went on a 13-3 run. Most of that was with KK and Dantas on the floor. Most of that was with the two of them. And in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about just something that clearly changed kind of the trajectory of the game. And you can see the frustration. So obviously we've seen Caitlyn Clark staring down. We've heard it all before. Caitlyn Clark, we're playing off the ball and going like, I need to be a better screener.
Some pressure off you with Harry kind of running point and some actions and you playing off the ball. Just how do you think that will help when you reintegrate onto the court?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice probably not to have to bring the ball up against pressure 94 feet. But like I said, that's what I'm best at. So we're still going to do a lot of that. It's, I think, finding a balance and finding the ways to give the defense different looks and, me becoming a better screener and
Me becoming a better screener. Not only that, if you guys didn't see, at the end of the game, Stephanie White, in her press conference, was talking about how the team just didn't show any... Basically, she was just like, they didn't show any fight. They didn't show any fight. And let's be real, she's not wrong. The team showed absolutely no fight whatsoever. She was talking about how the team didn't put in any effort. And you had Caitlyn Clark right before leading the team on a huge run. Show some emotion. Have some emotion. The team was dead. They went down 15 points to start the third quarter and they gave up. And that's one of the scary things is that you saw Caitlyn Clark last year. And one of the games was this day last year. It was this day last year, 10th July. It was July the 10th. And they lost this game, by the way. They lost this game. And this is what I will say. So you see this game right here. The Mystics were unbelievable. The Mystics were fantastic in this game. The Fever were 9-14. So the Fever started 1-8. So they were 8-6 in their last 14 games. Or not 8-6, sorry. That was their 14th loss. They were 8-5 in their last 13 games before this. So they were on a run. And they lost this game by 5. But if you guys didn't see, 29 points in the fourth quarter from the Fever to 13. This game was just... If you guys did not see this game, they were down big, and then all of a sudden, it's a 17-point game with 4 minutes to go. With 4 minutes to go in the game, the Mystics have a 94% chance of winning. And this is what I mean when it's like, this team feeds off energy. There's 4 minutes to go. They are down 17 points. And Caitlyn Clark wills this team back in. And not all through her scoring, through her passing, everything. And all of a sudden, they go back to 3. They get it back to a 3-point game with 45 seconds to go after Caitlyn makes 2 free throws. She willed them. This team had fight. This team had grit. That is what they did last year. Fever versus Mercury. Last year... Fever versus the Mercury, the game they won on the 30th of June 2024, around this time last year. The Indiana Fever, in the third quarter, were down 15 points. They were down 15 points with 7:53 to go in the third quarter. Caitlyn Clark makes a layup. Nalissa Smith makes a 2-point off a Clark assist. Kelsey Mitchell makes a shot. Clark assist. Caitlyn Clark makes a 3. Beck Allen makes a layup. Christy Wallace makes a layup. Clark assists. Aaliyah Boston makes a layup. Aaliyah Boston makes a 2-point shot. Clark assists. Kelsey Mitchell makes a shot. Caitlyn Clark hockey assists. Kelsey Mitchell makes a 3. Clark assist. Nalissa Smith makes a 3. Clark assist. Temi makes a 2. Clark assist. They're up 10. They go from being down 15 with 8 minutes to go in the quarter to up 10 6 minutes later. And that is all of Caitlyn willing them. She pushes. Kelsey ran with her. Temi ran with her. To her defense, Nalissa Smith ran with her at least. Nalissa Smith ran with her. Now this team goes down and it's head down. No emotion. We don't care. We've accepted we've lost. They just accept they lose games right now. And I'm sorry, Christy Sides could not coach the sport of basketball. But at least she was there. She was good for vibes. At least Christy Sides made sure this team didn't give up. Why is Caitlyn Clark the person having in timeouts telling her teammates to have some emotion? They're zombies. They play with no effort. They play with no intensity. They are the worst fourth quarter team in the WNBA. They blow constant leads. Half the time they get back into games, they just screw it up. Yeah, they tried harder against the Aces because they needed to beat the Aces because it was a big game and no one gave them a chance. The Commissioner's Cup, they tried super hard. But outside, 2 games is a blip. This team doesn't play hard. They don't play hard. And then you've got Stephanie White out there throwing the team under the bus. Why are you not cursing them out in this timeout? Why does it have to be Caitlyn? And why is it acceptable that this team plays at 50% speed? Because by the way, I mean this when I say this. Caitlyn willed that team back into the game. She willed the team back in. 13-3 run. Caitlyn Clark scores a 3 to start the run. Then they make the sub with Dantas and KK. And Caitlyn either scores or assists on every basket. Caitlyn scored or assisted on every basket to make it a 5-point game. They are down 15, 13-3 run, and Caitlyn scores or assists on every basket. Or maybe there might have been one in there. When I say every basket, there might have been one. Just like the unassisted field goal percentage. I meant in the half court. I meant she didn't get a catch and shoot off the half court. Definitely misspoke, and I apologize. And I'm a lot of time talking off the top of my head. So there are times where I know what I mean, and I'll slightly misspeak and have something slightly wrong. And clearly people will go way too far what I've said, and it is realistically what I've said, so I'm at fault for that, and it's something that I say I'll try, I'll work on it, I'll try, but I'm definitely going to continually make that mistake. I'll hopefully make the mistakes less. But at the end of the day, when it comes to this, the Fever showed emotion last year. They showed emotion last year. And we're a year off Caitlyn Clark willing a team back into a game. And by the way, you know that game that we saw that Caitlyn Clark scored or assisted on every single basket from down 15 to up 10 in 6 minutes? All bar 2. And one of those 2 was a hockey assist. Caitlyn Clark had 15 points in that game. She went 4 for 15 from the field. She had 15 points. But she still willed them to a win. And that's just not happening anymore because Caitlyn Clark's not allowed to will this team to wins. Unless she's hitting her shots, she is straight up not allowed to will the team to wins. And even when she is hitting her shots, in the post-game press conference, her coach makes sure to put her down a few pegs. It's like, oh, we need to reintroduce her to Dante. She needs to pass the ball more. No, Caitlyn Clark had 32 points through 3 quarters. Don't pass the ball more. But, yeah, it's just a horrible situation. It's a horrible situation to be in. This team's got no fight. They got no backbone. They've give up on games. And they've given up on a lot of games. Like, I'm shocked they didn't give up on the Commissioner's Cup when they went down 10. Like, I'm really shocked. They didn't, and they fought back, and they came back. Thankfully, the Lynx just could not score, and they went on an 18-0 run. But this team has no fight. They give up on games. They give up in the fourth quarter. You're wondering how this team is going to score. And last year, no matter what lead the other team had, you always thought the Fever can come back. The Fever can come back. Get it down to 7 points going into the fourth, and they're just going to outrun the team. They don't do that anymore. That team does not exist anymore. But anyway, I'll see you guys.